Welcome back to Anderson Acres. Today we're diving into one of the most dramatic, eye-catching, and downright underappreciated flowers you can grow, the gladiolus. If you've ever wanted a bloom that brings instant elegance to your garden, or if you've admired those tall, colorful spikes in summer bouquets, this might be the perfect addition to your beds. Gladiolus are beloved for a reason. They're bold, they're beautiful, and when cared for properly, they perform like absolute stars. Gladiolus are known for their tall, architectural flower spikes covered in blooms that open up from the bottom. They come in an astonishing range of colors: brights, pastels, bicolors, ruffled forms, and even near black varieties. These flowers can grow up to 5 feet tall depending on the cultivar, giving height and structure to your garden. Smaller types exist too, which are great for borders or tighter spaces. If you want something that stands out from the typical petunias and marigolds, glads bring a confidence that no other flower quite matches. Now here's the single most important rule for growing gladiolus successfully. They need full sun. A lot of sun. Gladiolus absolutely pout when they don't get enough. Partial shade will stunt their growth, reduce their flowering, and leave you with floppy, unimpressive spikes. If you can give them a spot with at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, preferably more, you'll keep them happy, upright, and producing their best blooms. Gladiolus grow from corms, not bulbs, and they're planted in spring once the soil has warmed. Set corms about 6 to 8 inches deep and space them 1 to 2 feet apart if you're growing them in the landscape. If you're growing for cut flowers, you can plant them more closely since you'll be harvesting the stalks anyway. For an extended bloom season, stagger your plantings by adding new corms every week or two for about a month. This keeps fresh spikes coming well into summer. Because many gladiolus varieties grow tall, staking can be important, especially in windy areas. Install stakes or supports at planting time so you don't damage the corms later. Tie the stems gently with fabric or soft ties. Some modern cultivars are sturdier and may not need staking, but if your area gets strong summer breezes, a little support goes a long way. Gladiolus appreciate well-drained soil and consistent moisture. They do not like soggy, heavy ground. Water regularly, especially during dry spells, but let the soil dry slightly between waterings. A layer of mulch helps conserve moisture and keeps weeds from competing for nutrients. Fertilizing lightly with a balanced, slow-release fertilizer supports strong growth and vivid blooms. When the buds start to open from the bottom, that's the perfect time to cut flower spikes for arrangements. They last a long time in a vase and bring a splash of elegance indoors. If you're growing glads strictly for cutting, you can remove most of the stalk as long as you leave a few leaves behind to nourish the corm. At the end of the season, you have 2 choices depending on your climate. Gladiolus are winter hardy to zone 8, but in cooler areas you'll need to lift and store the corms. Allow the foliage to yellow naturally. It feeds the new corm forming beneath. Once it dies back, dig up the clump, discard the old shriveled corm, and keep the new ones. Let them dry in a cool, airy place, then store them somewhere dry through the winter. Gardeners in warmer climates often lift them too, simply to prevent rot during wetter winters. So who should grow gladiolus? Honestly, anyone who loves color. They're perfect for gardeners who want vertical interest, for cut flower enthusiasts looking to extend their harvest season, and for anyone who wants a low-maintenance plant with a high-impact payoff. If you have a sunny spot and a love for bold blooms, glads deserve a place in your garden. So give them a shot. They might surprise you. That's about it for us here today at Anderson Acres. Tell us in the comments whether you've ever grown gladiolus, or if you're thinking of adding them to your garden next year. We'll see you tomorrow.